Good day, everybody, and what's up? Welcome to the podcast for Selfless Sex and She Comes First. My name is Dr. Nick, sitting here on March 22nd, and I hope everyone out there is safe and is doing well. Many of you were already told to shelter in place. I hope that's going okay for you. I hope many of you are practicing social distancing so we can stop the spread of this coronavirus or COVID-19 or the Ronavirus, as some people are calling it already. Also, I have to add this too. I hope many of you are dealing with cabin fever because I know it can set in quickly. And I know one way for people to deal with cabin fever is to have sex. So as I mentioned last week, I hope you were able to buy enough condoms, enough lube, enough birth control to shelter in place so you can have some good sex. Otherwise, you may have a Rona baby on the way, so I will holler at you in 9 months. So to move forward, probably later than sooner, all this mess will pass and we will all get back to our regular lives. And for some of us, we were kind of overscheduled anyhow, always kind of on the go, living our minute lives and just running from here to there, always on the move. And you're tired and you're too busy to have sex. Now think about that for a second. You're actually too busy to have sex. So what I want to do today in this podcast is just give you a few suggestions on ways you actually can be sexually active and continue to live your busy lifestyle. So let's talk about that today. Yes, I do understand that many of us are extremely busy and we are already overscheduled. We're already tapped out. We can't find time to barely even take a breath, let alone have sex. So one thing that I think that we can actually do is schedule time to be together. Now hear me out. It may sound boring, but it may just work. So schedule time to go for a walk together. Schedule time to get a nice dinner together, even if you're grabbing pizza, or schedule time just to go to the movies together. And at the same time, schedule some time to have some sex. I don't care if from 8 to 10 p.m. or 8 to 11 or 30 minutes or whatever, put it on the calendar. Because I think it's the anticipation that can make it hot. It may sound weird, but give it a shot. My next suggestion is for you to sweat the small stuff when you actually are together. Now, I know that may sound kind of weird, so I will try to explain it. So let's say that you guys are having a conversation and something gets misunderstood, but it's not cleaned up. So when you guys are actually together, you can just talk about it and, oh, sorry, I misunderstood what you were saying, and it's over and done with. In contrast, if you're together and it's not clarified, us being humans, we can take it the wrong way and it will sit and it will fester and we'll get angry and it just builds up and builds up. So your little molehill turns into a mountain. And the next thing you know, like you're ready to fight or an argument happens, so like you guys have so little precious time together in the first place, who wants to argue? So if it's a conversation that needs to be had, have it sooner than later. So then everything can get cleared up and then you will have much more quality time together of your precious time together. You see what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. My next suggestion is this. Use other ways to connect. And I put connect in quotes. And what I mean by that is use technology to help you out. You may not have time for a full-blown phone call, but you can text each other. It only takes a few seconds just to type out a quick, how you doing, what's going on, how's your day, something small like that, but it's still a connection. You can text back and forth, you can chat back and forth, you can send pictures of yourself back and forth. You can, use Facebook Messenger or FaceTime to actually video chat. So this is one definite area where technology can help you out. And at the same time, it's sad where back in the day, we always thought technology would make things easier for us. And yes, a few people have like a Roomba, like running around vacuuming, but that's it. But for the most part, it kind of backfired and it made it easier for us to be overscheduled and therefore tired all the time. So we're actually too busy to connect with someone else. That's a big problem. But in this way, I would highly suggest that you use technology to help you out and stay connected with your partner. So let me say this. Sex can be hard work, period. And I will say something during this section that will piss off people, but just hear me out, and then you will understand why I said what I said. So I will start over again. I will say sex can be hard work. And if we're already overscheduled and we're already tired, it's even harder work. Granted, I understand if you're working 8 hours a day and your boss is nuts and you have kids to take care of, to feed, to clothe, to make sure that they are doing okay and the homework is done. And sometimes somehow during the day you have to eat and feed yourself and also feed them, feed your family. And also you get to sleep sometime in there just for your own sanity so that you can recharge for the next day. You have to find a way to do it. And the one quote that I came across was this: exhaustion is no excuse for avoidance. So I can rephrase it this way: exhaustion is no excuse to avoid sex. I told you that would piss off some people. I'm sure it did. So I will say this again: make sex a priority. It really should be. If you schedule everything else, why can't you also schedule sex in there too? And also, which is even more important, I think, that if you schedule a date with your partner or schedule a sex date with your partner, be sure to try to keep it, because that's the way that you kind of build intimacy with each other and you also build trust. So say that you are going to be there at 8 o'clock and you call it 7:30 and cancel. Granted, I know things happen from time to time, but if it happens over and over again, how do you think your partner's going to feel? How important is your partner actually to you? So in closing, I just have a few quick tips to make sex work in our overly scheduled lives. And I also realized that these suggestions only really work if you're living together or you're pretty close by, meaning that you can set your alarm for 20 or 30 minutes earlier in the morning so you can have sex before the kids get up, prior to you going to work or whatever. And also, if you work on opposite schedules, you probably run into each other at some time during the morning or the evening, so you can hop in the shower together and have some shower sex, which can be kind of hot or like literally hot, or just do something. But you know what? You have to find a way to make it work, bottom line. And also, don't forget this: she comes first. Write that down someplace. Okay, maybe not, but still, she comes first. All right, everyone, stay safe out there. Shelter in place. Be safe. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care now.